Hello everyone. We already completed theory of branch accounting on 2nd of August. But many students found it very difficult because lacking of time we solved only 2 to 3 illustrations in the live class. So friends, I am giving you recorded session of branch accounting and please concentrate and we will try to solve n number of questions and all study material questions. So we'll start with some revision and then I will take one by one problem. So first I covered branches are divided in two parts. One is dependent and second one is independent. So how the activities are run and managed, if you remember, dependent on HO and second one is independent on HO. Dependent branch means all activities are run by branch, but all control is by HO only. Activities are run by branch, but control, books of accounts are prepared by HO only. And in independent branch will records its own transaction, and independent branch will transfer its trial balance or in all accounts to head office to get combined profit, consolidated profit. So what is dependent branch? We already covered. It receives goods from HO and cash is remitted to HO, and branch maintains details, and this will be get informed by branch to head office. So this is very simple, in which books are not maintained by branch. But in case of independent branch, who will maintain books? Branch will maintain books, and here direct purchases, sales, financing of its own transactions are by branch only. So branch maintains books of accounts under double entry system. Friend, at that time, if you remember, I gave you one shortcut how to remember debtors method and stock and debtors method. So dependent branch, first we are going to see in first session, we are going to see dependent branch, and in space dependent branch, what we have to see, there are two methods to finding out profit. If you remember, in first session, I will tell you if goods are sent at cost, and second one, goods are sent not at cost but cost plus some price which is known as loading, and that is invoice price. So purpose of branch accounting we already covered. So this is very simple: to ascertain profit or loss of the branch, clubbing of branch income to head office income, and to have control over these operational activities and financing activities. So methods of accounting, I already explained you. The dependent branch, we have only HO keeps books of accounts, branch will also keeps of books of accounts, and third part is foreign branch. In this session, we are going to see at cost, that is dependent branch, at cost and at invoice price. So only HO keeps books of accounts, it is known as dependent branch. So in this, we have two parts: when goods sent to branch at cost and when goods sent to branch at invoice price. What is the basic difference between at cost and at invoice price? Suppose if goods of rupees 100 and it is remitted to branch at 100 only by HO, in that case, goods sent to branch is at cost. But what is goods sent to branch at invoice price? If goods costing rupees 100 is sent to a branch at rupees 120, so that closing stock is not closing stock will be recorded at invoice price and unrealized profit will be cancelled. So such accounting to hide the profit from branch manager or for recording books at invoice price, at selling price, is also simple, and therefore goods are also sent at invoice price also. If there is no complication, it is goods sent to branch at cost. But you have to calculate unrealized profit in case of goods sent to branch at invoice price. So friends, I hope you are clear with the concept why goods sent to branch at cost and why goods sent to branch at invoice price. So goods sent to branch at cost, we have three methods. One is debtors method, second one is stock and debtors method, and third one is trading and P&L method. And in GSTB at invoice price, we have only two methods: debtors method and stock and debtors method. So now let's see what is debtor method and stock and debtors method. For this, I have given you one shortcut. That shortcut is you think from the angle of HO in case of debtors method, and you think from the angle of stock and debtors from the angle of branch. Sorry, you have to think from the angle of branch for stock and debtors method. So basic difference is very simple. This is only shortcut which is given by me. It is debtors method, think from the angle of HO, and for stock and debtors method, think from the angle of branch. So please write down this somewhere in your notebook. In debtors method, we have to think from the angle of HO, and for stock and debtors, we have to think from the angle of branch. For this, I have covered some entries only for your understanding purpose. Once again, we will revise it. For number one entry, cash sales. Definitely cash sales is passed, entry is passed by branch only. HO is not going to pass any entry. So no entry in the books of HO, and cash account debit to sales. This is only for understanding purpose. We are taking all journal entries. Cash sales, after cash sales we have credit sales. For credit sales there is no entry in the books of HO, but entry is in the books of branch is debtors account debit to sales. Debtors account debit to sales. It's very simple. Third entry is direct purchases made by branch and payment made by HO. So who is paying? HO is paying, and who is purchasing? Branch is purchasing. So entry is very simple. Branch account debit. Here HO will record to cash. So this is known as inter-unit account. If transaction is between branch and head office, remember this is known as inter-unit transaction. If transaction is in between HO and branch, it is inter-unit transaction. So entry will be branch account debit to cash account, and second one in branch book entry will be purchases account debit to head office account. You can see here for branch HO is a creditor, and for HO branch is a debtor. So this is the basic difference between two. In first case, this is inter-unit transaction. Remember all these inter-unit transaction, direct purchases made by branch and payment made by HO. Next entry will be return from customer. As sales entry is passed by branch only, and therefore returns from customer entry is also passed only by branch and not by head office. So remember, no entry in the books of head office, but at the same time entry will be sales return account debit to debtors account. Sales return account debit to debtors account. Next entry will be goods sent to branch from HO. So again, this is inter-unit transaction. Inter-unit transaction number 2. So who is sending goods? HO is sending goods. So goods goes out for HO and for comes in for branch. So entry will be branch account is a debtor. Branch, you may call it as receiver, but here it is a debtor. Branch account debit to GSTB account, and branch will pass entry GSTB account debit to HO account. Next entry will be transfer from HO for petty cash expenses. Remember, now this is again inter-unit transaction. Number 3, here petty cash is transferred from HO to branch. So petty cash goes out for HO and petty cash comes in for branch. So HO will pass entry goes out, branch account debit to petty cash, and HO and branch will pass entry petty cash account debit to head office account. Branch will pass entry petty cash account debit to head office. I hope you are clear with all these concepts. Next entry, next one is bad debts. Now who is recording sale? Branch is recording sale, so bad debts entry is also passed by branch only. Here no entry in the books of HO, and branch will pass entry bad debts account debit to debtors account. Next one, in next transaction, discount to customer. Who is going to pass entry? Discount account is only by branch because customer is related to branch. No entry in the books of HO, and here entry will be discount account debit to debtors account. Next one, remittance to HO. Remittance to HO is cash account debit to branch account. Again, this is inter-unit transaction. I think it is number 5. So this is cash account debit to branch account, and HO will pass entry cash in transit also, because this is inter-unit transaction. Sometimes HO branch will send money, but cash is in transit, and therefore entry will be cash in transit account debit to branch account. And what entry branch will pass? Branch will pass HO account debit to cash account, because cash goes out for branch. Remember this entry, inter-unit entry. And last one, branch expenses directly paid by HO. Here entry is expenses is of branch and payment is made by HO. This is again inter-unit transaction. You will record expenses in the books of branch and payment in the books of HO. So what entry will pass? Cash goes out for HO. So branch account debit to cash, and expenses is debit all expenses, and therefore expenses account debited to HO account. HO is a creditor. Remember debtor creditor relationship. If you want to understand this problem, debtor creditor relationship, for example, here expenses paid by HO, therefore branch is a debtor for HO, and branch is in the books of branch, HO is a creditor. This is very simple. You have to learn all 10 entries, and this is only a shortcut I am telling you. Ultimately all entries are passed in the books of HO. So one thing you have to remember, I repeated it for n number of times in that session, all entries are passed by head office. This is only a shortcut. We have to think from the angle of HO in case of debtors method, and we have to think from the angle of branch in case of stock and debtors method. Now let's start with problem number 1. I'm very slow today. I'm not going to solve all problems in detail. We will take it, not in hurry, remember. So we'll start now. So slowly we'll solve all problems. Make sure you'll understand each and every problem. First, how I will take all problems. First, I will take problems. You can write down this sequence. How? So first, what I'm going to do, I will write for you this sequence. First one is dependent. So for dependent, first I will complete with dependent, then independent. In next session we are going to see independent. So dependent, goods sent to branch at cost, and second one is at invoice price. At cost, we have to see these methods. So we will solve at least 2 illustrations. I will write all illustration numbers, so we'll write it at the end. So first, in today's session, we are going to solve at cost, and then we will see at invoice price. And in this, we will cover both methods, debtors method and stock and debtors method, slowly. So in one question, I will solve it by using debtors method also and stock and debtors method. So what you have to remember, for debtors method, you will think from the angle of, please fill in the blank. You will think from the angle of, yes. For debtors method, you will think from the angle of HO, and for stock and debtors method, you will think from the angle of branch. Please concentrate. So at cost and at invoice price. Illustration number 1, I solved it, but for revision purpose, I will need this illustration not only for debtors method, but we'll solve same question using stock and debtors to clear all your concepts, because this is at cost. So write down this illustration is at cost. So we are going to see this illustration at cost, illu number 1. Buckingham Brothers, Bombay, have branch at Nagpur. They send goods at cost to the branch at Nagpur. So underline at cost. Underline at cost. However, direct purchases are also made by branch, for which payments are made at head office. So direct purchases are made by branch, and who is making payment? Head office. This sentence is very important because direct purchases are made by branch and payment is made by head office. And next sentence is all daily cash collections are transferred from branch to head office. It means no cash account is maintained by branch. It means no cash account is maintained by branch. Whether it makes sense? Yes. If daily cash is sent to head office, in that case, branch is not going to maintain any cash account. From the following, you have to prepare Nagpur branch in the books of head office by debtors method. So friends, if debtors method, then yes, definitely we have to think from the angle of HO. Now write down how to solve problem, using debtors method. So some steps that I will give you, please follow these steps. Remember, these problems is of not telling. Only you will get net profit, and you have to be very sure that whatever profit you are getting, that is the correct one, because there is no cross tally for getting this net profit. You have to solve it by another method, and if you are getting same profit, means your answer is correct. So this is, you are not going to solve in exam, you don't have time, and therefore you will solve it by debtors method, and you have to keep confidence in yourself that whatever profit you are getting is the correct one. Remember, so there is no cross tally for getting any profit. So debtors method, step number 1, what you have to do? Step number 1, write down all opening balances. So it's very simple. And closing balances which are given closing balances, because sometimes you may have question mark for closing balance, and for that we have to open memorandum account. So friends, it is write down all opening balances and closing balances which are given in the question. It's very easy. Step number 2, think from the angle of HO and pass entries related to branch, like expenses of HO, expenses of branch paid by HO. Petty cash is remitted to branch, goods sent to branch. So this entry, so whatever inter-unit transactions you have to record. Inter-unit transaction means entries which are between branch and HO. And think from the angle of HO, inter-unit transactions. Okay. Now, step number 3, find out hidden entries, hidden transactions. Example, cash remitted to HO. This may be hidden transaction. So these are some important points. Step number 4, find out hidden transactions. Example, cash remitted to HO. Find out closing balances which are not given. Prepare working notes for memorandum accounts. And this memorandum accounts, because for this memorandum accounts, think from branch angle. Think from branch angle. If you follow all these 4 steps, you will definitely solve any problem of dependent branch at cost. If you solve dependent branch using debtors method. So just follow all these 4 methods, write down all opening balances and closing balances, think from the angle of HO, pass entries which are related to branch account inter-unit transaction. Step number 3 is find out some hidden entries like cash is remitted to HO, and last one is find out closing balances which are not given. So now we are going to see problem number 1. Whatever important points, I think these are important points, we'll write it by red pen. So make sure that you have red pen, pencils, and all your weapons. Okay. So first step, opening balance. What is opening balance? Impressed cash. Impressed cash is rupees 2000, sundry debtors 25,000, and stock. Now there are 2 type of stock. One which is goods sent to branch, and second one which is direct purchases made by branch. So here in this problem we have 4 opening balances. So 4 opening balances. Some students can find there is direct purchases and after that there is a space. This space indicates direct purchases is a part of opening balance. This space indicates direct purchases is a part of opening balance. Okay, and after that also you can find out direct purchases, but these direct purchases are during the year direct purchases. So many students ask me normally, so direct purchases are, this is a part of opening balance, and below that again you have direct purchases. These are during the year transaction. So got the difference between 2? So one is part of opening balance and second one is direct purchases made. So friends, first, prepare, write down. In the books of Buckingham Brothers, please write down. In the books of Buckingham Brother, fast, Nagpur branch account. I already told you to have all, to ready with your all weapons. Red pen, black pen, then scale, pencil. In the books of Buckingham Brothers, Nagpur branch account. Nagpur branch account. Particulars rupees, particulars rupees. So first we are going to write opening balances. To opening balance. So 3/4 page, we'll need 3/4 page. So impressed cash. Impressed cash. Yes, what is impressed cash balance? 2000. Okay. Then you have debtors. Debtors. Yes. 25,000. 25,000. Next, you have stock. Stock. One is stock. One is, yes, direct purchases and transfer from HO. Direct purchases and transfer from HO. So direct purchases is 16,000 and transfer from HO. Yes, first I have written direct purchases. Institute sequence is different. Sorry. Cash sales. Now tell me, cash sales entry, you have to think from the angle of HO. Whether you are going to pass entry for cash sales, no, because sales is made by branch, so don't record cash sales. Credit sales, whether you are going to record this, no, credit sales is not recorded. Now tell me direct purchases. You will record direct purchase? Yes. Why? Because you can link this sentence. Direct purchases are made by branch, but payment is made by head office. So this is inter-unit transaction. So you can write here, this is inter-unit transaction. IUT. IUT. So inter-unit transaction. So friends, branch account, here entry will be who is making the payment, HO, and HO passes entry branch account debit to creditors oblique cash. So after one line you can write to cash oblique creditor. To cash oblique creditor. And what is the amount? Amount is 45,000. Amount is 45,000. It's very easy. Returns from customer. We are thinking from the angle of HO, so don't record returns from customer. Goods sent to branch. Yes. This is IUT, inter-unit transaction. So you can write 2 goods sent to branch. What is the amount? 60,000. In exam, you may write full goods sent to branch, and if you have written GSTB, please write at the end. GSTB means goods sent to branch at the after solving full problem. Transfer from HO for petty cash. If you are transferring from HO, so this is again IUT. And why this is IUT? Because cash is remitted by HO to branch. So write down what is the entry? To petty cash, branch account debit to petty cash. Amount is rupees 4,000. Next one. Next is you have bad debts. Whether you are going to record bad debts? No. Why? Because sales is related to branch, and discount is also, we are not going to record this. Remittance to HO. Yes, remittance to HO 1,65,000 and yet not received 5,000. So we have to record by cash. Now don't write in front of opening balance. Please don't write opening balance. Make sure don't write in front of opening balance. So by cash, yes, what is the amount of by cash? This is 1,65,000. And by cash in transit, you have 5,000. So this is again, yes, IUT. Branch expenses directly paid by HO. Tell me whether this is IUT. Yes, this is inter-unit transaction in which branch is going to pay, HO is going to pay 30,000 and expenses incurred by branch. So here entry will be branch HO angle, branch account debit to cash, expenses paid. So what is the amount? 30,000. Very good. Now we have to write all closing balances. We have closing balance of stock and transfer from HO, but we don't have trader's balance and impressed cash balance. Therefore, we are going to open Yes, memorandum debtors and memorandum petty cash account. Now in this question, we are not going to open memorandum cash account. Why? Because daily cash is remitted to head office. So there is no question of maintaining any cash account. And if you are not maintaining any cash account, don't open cash account, memorandum cash account, if you are not maintaining memorandum. So this is important point. Sir, memorandum accounts, which accounts I have to open? Number one, don't open memorandum stock because it is given in the question. Open memorandum debtors because we have to find out closing balance. Open memorandum petty cash account because again we have to find out closing balance. And memorandum cash account, no need to open memorandum cash account. Why? Because cash is transferred, daily cash is remitted to head office. Okay, so write down, after some lines, write down there by closing balance. Number one, stock, direct purchase. There are two type of stock. Number one, direct purchase. Now I will maintain this sequence. And one is transfer from HO. Transfer from HO is 15,000. And debtors account. Now I will open working note number 1. And last one is a petty cash account. For this, I will open working note number 2. Very simple, sir. So debtors account, working note number 1, and petty cash account, working note number 2. So open working note 1. After this, working note 1, memorandum debtors account, write down, of 7 to 8 lines. And memorandum petty cash account for 5 to 6 lines. 5 lines. Working note 1, memorandum debtors account, and working note 2, memorandum petty cash account. It's very simple. Okay. So memorandum debtors account. Now you will think from the angle of branch. Very good. Memorandum account, think from the angle of branch. So I will write opening balances. Two balance brought down. What is opening balance of debtors? It is 25,000. Okay. And by balance carried down, that we will write at the end, but having no amount. Next one. Now one by one, opening balance, impressed cash. Sundry debtors, no. Stock, no. Direct purchase, no. Cash sales, cash account debit to sales, no. Debtors are not affected. Credit sales, yes, we are going to record credit sales in memorandum debtors account to sales bracket credit. Okay, so what is credit sale? Amount is 1,30,000. Next one, direct purchases, we are not going to record because purchases account debit to HO, so debtors account is not affected. Returns from customer, yes. So on 5th line you can write by sales return. By sales return is, amount is 3,000. 3,000. By, now next one is by returns from customer, then goods sent to branch and transfer from HO for petty cash. Don't write it. Discount, bad debts, yes, bad debts we are going to write. So bad debts to debtors, this is 1,000. sorry. So bad debts 1000. Next is discount. Yes, we are going to record discount. Discount will reduce debtors. It's our loss. So discount account debit to debtors account. What is the entry? Discount to debtors. By amount is rupees 2000. Okay, we have recorded discount also. Now there is one hidden amount, and that hidden amount is cash collected from debtors. Write down by red pen because this is hidden. By cash on second line, by cash which is collected from debtors, and this is tricky adjustment to find out this amount, to find out the amount. This is something which is tricky. So by cash, hidden, you can write IMP or hidden. Okay. So how to identify this amount? Now something here is very important. All daily cash is remitted to head office. Daily cash is remitted to head office. So friends, if daily cash is remitted to head office, it means 1,70,000. Now, branch has only two sources of inflows. One is cash sales and second one is collection from debtor, and they have not paid any expenses amount because all expenses are directly paid from HO. So here branch is not maintaining any cash account, and branch has only two sources of inflows, and these two sources of inflows are cash sales and collection from debtor. So here you have to understand there are only two sources. One is cash sales and second one is collection from debtors, and that amount is sent to head office. So you can find out this 1,70,000. Write down on question only 1,70,000. Out of this collection which is remitted, one is cash sales. So what is cash sales? Cash sales amount is, you can find out, cash sales is 45,000. So what is the amount of collection from debtors? This is important, collection from debtors, and this amounting is rupees 170 minus 45. Yes, 1,35,000. 125, sorry, this is 1,25,000. So cash collected from debtors is 1,25,000. So red pen amount is 1,25,000. How you calculated this? Total remittance minus cash sales. Total remittance minus cash sales is very, very important. So friend, what is buy balance carried down? Please give me calci. Okay. Some students are not at all solving all these questions. It's very interesting. 130 minus 25, 1,55,000. And you write 1,55,000 minus 125 minus 3 minus 1 minus 2. So what is the amount? 24,000. Make sure whether I am getting same answer. 24,000, correct. So debtors 24,000. There is no cross tally. Again, I am telling you. And working note 2, we are going to open petty cash account. So this is opening balance, to balance brought down. So to balance brought down is, you have petty cash. Impressed cash means petty cash. This is 2,000 rupees. Next transaction, then sundry debtor, stock, no. Direct purchase, no. Cash sales, no. Credit sales, no. Direct purchase, no. Return from customer, no. GSTU, no. Transfer from HO for petty cash. Yes, now we have to think from the angle of branch. cash is receiving. So branch will pass entry petty cash account debit to HO. So what is the amount? 4,000. Very good. Then you have next transaction, discount bad debts, no remittance, no remittance, no. Branch expenses directly paid by HO, no. Closing balance, no. Direct purchase, direct, no. Debtors, impress cash, closing balance we have to find out. And petty cash expenses, yes, petty cash expenses paid by branch is 4,000. So branch will pass entry by petty expenses. So petty expenses account debit to petty cash. Think from the angle of branch. So branch will pass entry, expenses are paid by them. So petty expenses account debit to petty cash. Amount is again 4,000, and therefore you are getting closing balance as same as opening balance, which is amounted to rupees 2,000. Easy. So 6,000 is the total, and now you can find out the profit. So petty cash closing balance is 2,000. Now find out profit fast. Tell me profit that you are getting. Okay. So what is the amount? Tell me fast. 165 plus 5 plus 10 plus 15 plus 24 plus 2. So what is the total? 2 to 1, correct? Okay. And then you have net profit transferred to HO. HOP and L. Yes. $15,000. Let's see whether I'm getting the same answer with ICI answer, study material answer. Yes. Yes, I'm getting same study material answer. So 15,000 is the correct amount. Okay. So 15,000 is the correct answer. Now we are going to see same problem using stock and debtors method. Using stock and debtors method. So this problem is at cost. So first write down how to solve problem using stock and debtors method. Now tell me, you will think from the angle of branch. Very good. Think from the angle of, this is only shortcut. Ultimately, you are preparing books of accounts of head office. So here you have to think from the angle of branch. Step 1. Open accounts. Name itself suggests this is stock and debtors account. So stock account and debtors account are important accounts. that compulsorily we have to open stock and debtors account. Remember, stock account is similar to trading account. The stock account is similar to trading account. Very simple. Next one, cash account. If partly expenses paid by branch. So in this problem, we are not going to open cash account. Why? Because daily collection is sent to head office. Remember. Number D, branch expenses account. Branch expenses account, in which normally we will record expenses which are outflow and which are not cash outflow, that we are going to record in branch P&L account. So step 1, open all these accounts. Any other account? No. It is at cost. At invoice price, I am going to tell you we have to open one more account, that is branch adjustment account. But here you have to open one more account, that is branch petty cash account. Branch petty cash. So branch petty cash account. So stock account, debtors account, cash account, branch expense account, branch P&L account, and branch petty cash account. Step number 2. Step number 2. Pass all or ledger posting. Step number 2. Ledger posting. Step number 3, closing. Closing. Remember, closing sequence is important. First, close branch stock account. So sequence is important. Branch stock, normally balancing figure is gross profit, and this gross profit normally we transfer to P&L account. So where to transfer this? Branch P&L. Second one, debtors account and cash account may be interrelated. I am not telling this is always. May be interrelated. Why? Because in this question only, branch cash is daily sent to head office, and therefore we can find out what is the balance of collection from debtors. So they are interrelated accounts. Next one, branch petty expense or petty cash account. Branch petty cash before branch expense account. Remember, write down it by red pen. Before branch expense account, because normally balancing figure is expenses paid by branch. Normally, I'm not telling you always. Now in this question, branch expenses are given, closing balances. In this question, it is by balance carried down. But normally, balancing figure is branch expenses paid from petty cash. Okay, so in this question, it is given. But sometimes you may have balancing figure expense or petty expense. Number 4, after that, branch expense account, and finally branch P&L account. So you can write sequence is important. Sequence is important. Easy. Okay. Now we will solve this problem using stock and debtors method. Let's start. Okay. So write down. Now I will use this format only. In the books of Buckingham Brothers, write down branch stock account. Branch stock account. You have to write particular rupees only for the first account on that page, only for the first account. On next page you are going to write again particular rupees. Don't write in every account, particular rupees and particular rupees. Make sure, don't waste your time, write down it only once on that page only. So branch stock account, particular rupees. Next account you can write debtors account. After that 8 lines debtors account, write down fast, don't waste time. Branch debtors account. Then write branch petty cash, 5 lines. Draw afterwards. Branch petty cash. I will give you time for drawing. Branch petty cash. Then write branch expenses, 5 lines. Branch expenses 6 to 7 lines. Branch expenses 6 to 7 lines. Petty cash 5 lines is sufficient. And last one is branch P&L account. Branch P&L account. Okay. Now let's start. Draw fast. I'm waiting for you. Vertical lines only, no horizontal lines. Okay, we'll start. First step is to write opening balances. So start opening balances. Now stock, you have 2 types of stock, correct? 2 opening stock, and I will write here total of this. What is the total? 24,000 and 16,000. 40,000. Okay. Next one, debtors account. What is opening balance? 2 balance brought down, 25,000. And next one is a petty cash account. 2 balance brought down, this is 2,000. 2,000. Correct? Very simple. Okay. Now, cash sales. So cash account debit to sales is the entry. Cash account we have not opened. Why? Because daily cash is remitted to head office. So sales account we open. Stock account, instead of sales we have opened stock. Stock goes out. So write down in stock account only one effect for this transaction, because another effect in cash account, and we have not opened branch cash account as daily cash is remitted to HO. So by sales, cash, credit, less returns. So this is the format. This one is the format. By sales, underline cash, credit, less returns. So for cash, you will write, 45,000, inner column, 45,000 in front of cash. Credit sales. What is the entry? Think from the angle of branch. Debtors account debit to sales account. Debtors we open and sales will write it in the stock account on the credit side. So debtors on second line, definitely second line only, because first line is opening balance, to sales. What is the amount? 1,30,000 and credit 1,30,000. Okay, sir. Next one, direct purchases. Direct purchases entry, purchases made by branch and payment made by HO, inter-unit transaction. What entry branch will pass? Purchases account debit to HO account, because HO, it is a liability to pay to HO, and therefore purchases to HO. HO we have not opened. Purchases, instead of preparing purchases, we have opened branch stock account. So in branch stock, you can write two purchases. So write down two purchases. What is the amount? 45,000. And below that, now again you have returns from customer. What is the entry? Debtors return their goods. So sales return account debit to debtors account. Now sales return, we don't have to write it on the debit side, but we will deduct it from the stock only on credit side. So returns, write down in bracket. This is negative figure. So 3,000, and we will take total afterwards. So don't take calci. Write down sales return in branch debtors account. Write down by sales return. So by sales return is rupees 3,000. Okay, sir, I understood it. It's very easy now. Now, goods sent to branch. Goods sent to branch, this is goods sent to branch. So branch will pass. Goods received from HO, goods comes in to HO account. HO we have not opened, and goods sent to branch will write on the debit side because stock comes in. So you can write goods received from HO or GSTB, one and the same, because we are thinking from the angle of HO. So instead of goods, we are thinking from the angle of branch, but still we are preparing goods books of HO only, and therefore we will write GSTB only, not goods received from HO. So GSTB you are going to write. So what is the amount? 60,000. One can write goods received from HO, no problem in that. Transfer from HO for petty cash. Now petty cash comes in for the branch. We are thinking from the branch view. So petty cash account debit to HO is a creditor, and petty cash comes in. Therefore petty cash account we will give debit. So to HO account, this is amounting rupees 4,000. It's very easy. 4,000. Bad debts. Bad debts is not cash expenses. Bad debts is non-cash expenses, and therefore we will write it in the profit and loss account and not on expenses. ICI in study material, it may be in branch expenses account. It is one and the same effect, because ultimately expenses balance is transferred to profit and loss account. Therefore we will write directly in P&L account. I have bifurcated. If there is a cash loss, a cash expense, I will write it in branch expense account, and if it is non-cash, in that case I will write it in the profit and loss account. So friends, write down this in profit and loss account directly. To bad debts. To bad debts. What is the amount? Yes, 1,000. Correct? Now, second effect, debtors account by bad debts 1,000. Similarly, we'll write by discount. By discount is rupees 2,000. And second effect is in branch P&L account. To discount is rupees 2,000. Okay. Next one, remittance to HO. So what is the entry? HO account debit to cash. We have not opened HO account. We have not opened cash account. So we don't have to pass this entry because accounts are not open in our books. Branch expenses directly paid by HO. What entry branch will pass? Branch will pass expenses account debit to HO account because HO is a liability to pay HO and therefore credit balance, and expenses account we open and HO account we have not opened. Therefore, we will write it in the books of expenses account. So branch expenses account debit to head office account, expenses paid by HO. Branch expenses paid by HO amounting to rupees 30,000. Correct? It's very simple. Now you have closing stock. So by closing stock, you can take directly total of this two, 10 plus 15. So this is 25,000. Okay. And what about debtors closing balance? Not given. So you already know it in debtors method how we found it. Memorandum debtors account. In that you have one hidden adjustment of cash collection. So by cash, again this is hidden in this question, and by cash second effect we are not going to give it because cash account is not open and therefore only one effect, and that is hidden. So how to calculate this? Total remittance. Yes, total remittance minus cash sales. Very good. So what is total remittance? 1,70,000 and this is 45,000. So this one is 1,25,000 by cash. Friends, I hope it is very easy. You are finding it's very easy. So what is the by balance carried down amount? Now we are going to close one by one account. So petty cash, okay, one expenses, petty expenses made by branch. So to petty expense, you will write it in branch expense account. What entry you are going to pass? Petty expenses account debit to petty cash. Expenses we will transfer it in expenses account, petty expenses. So don't forget to write petty expense in expense account because to petty expenses is important. Write down it by red pen, otherwise I will write it by red pen. To petty expense 4,000, and second effect we are going to give it in branch petty cash account by petty expense 4,000. Now one by one we are going to close all accounts. So debtors account is not interrelated to cash account in this question, but there is hidden adjustment. So first we will close branch stock account as I have given you the sequence. So what is the gross profit? 145 means 130 plus 42. So this is 1,72,000, correct? Plus 25,000 is 197. So 1,97,000 is the total, minus 40 minus 45 minus 60. Very good. 52,000 is the gross profit that we will write it in the branch P&L account by gross profit brought down. What is the amount? 52,000. Then we are going to close. Yes. First debtors account. So by balance carried down is the balancing figure. 130 plus 25, I will get 155 total, and 155 I will deduct 3,000 minus 3 minus 1 minus 2 minus 125. So I am getting 24,000, same as memorandum debtors account. So buy balance carried down, no second effect. Buy balance carried down for petty cash. Petty cash is 6,000, and here balancing figure is buy balance carried down. Please give star marks to balancing figure every time. Buy balance carried down, gave asterisk mark for every balancing figure. Buy balance carried down 2,000, and then I'm getting branch expenses total by, I will transfer it to branch P&L. So this is 34,000. Use star mark for branch P&L, 34,000, and we are going to write it in profit and loss account. Two expenses, 34,000, no? 34,000, and now you have to find out net profit. What is the net profit? 52 minus 34 minus 3. You are getting same net profit as in debtors method. 52,000. 52,000 is the total amount, and balancing figure is 15,000. So friends, this is at cost, in which we solved same problem using debtors method and stock and debtors method. Debtors method we think from the angle of HO, and for stock and debtors method we think from the angle of branch, and finally you are getting the same net profit, that is rupees 15,000. Friends, in one method you will consider. Now what is exactly the difference? If I want to tell you difference, it's very easy. Suppose if there is a direct method, debtors account. If you see debtors account, you have two balance brought down to sales by cash and by balance carried down. I will tell you exactly difference between debtors method and stock and debtors method. Assume all daily cash is remitted to head office. All daily cash is remitted to head office. So suppose if this is a pro forma of debtors method, now this bracket box we will consider it in the debtors method. In branch account, you write opening balance, daily cash remitted to HO, and closing balance. But remember, in stock and debtors method, you are interested in finding out net profit, in which you will consider sales in branch stock account. So stock and debtors method, though we open debtors account, but we focus on sales account, we will write it in the gross profit calculation in branch stock account, and sales will be considered in stock and debtors method. So you are getting the same profit. Some method, debtors method, is considering opening balance, cash collection and remitted, and closing balance, and stock and debtors consider sales. So you are getting the same answer. This is the logic behind debtors method and stock and debtors method. I explained it in the last, so now your concepts are very clear. So friends, I hope you can solve now easily question number 3, which is based on the debtors method and stock and debtors method. So I will solve one more problem, but in homework. So what is your home exercise? Illustration number 2 is easy. Illustration number 3 we are going to solve. No, so homework, fourth number is at invoice price only. Fifth number, sixth number, no. Okay, we will solve question number 3 for practice purpose. So your concept will get clear about debtors method and stock and debtors method. So there are two illustrations which are based on at cost. So first illustration is number 1 and number 2, and number 3 is also based on at cost and at invoice price, at cost only. So you can write GSTB illustration number 1 and illustration number 3. So at cost we have two problems, number 1 and number 3. Okay, so number 3 problem we are going to solve within 20 minutes, 10-12 minutes for debtors method and 10 to 12 minutes for stock and debtors method. So yes, 1 minute. Okay. So let's start with illustration number 3. We'll solve this using Data's method and stock and Data's method. Next session we are going to take based on invoice price. If goods sent to branch at invoice price. Okay. Now I will not wait for you. This is now exam timing. The Bombay traders invoiced goods to Delhi at cost. Head office paid all branch expenses. So this important sentence, all expenses except petty cash. So same problem like illustration number 1. All cash is remitted to head office on the same day. So tell me whether cash account is maintained or cash account is not maintained. Very good. Cash account is not maintained by branch. Okay. So branch cash account we are not going to open in memorandum accounts also and in stock and debtors method also. So first we'll write all opening balances, stock, debtors, petty cash, GSTB, okay, goods return, cash sales, allowance to customer, discount, bad debts, goods return, salary, wages, rent expense, sundry expense, cash received from debtors, whatever cash received. Now in this problem, remittance is not given. Remittance is the hidden adjustment. So what is the difference between number 1 problem and number 3 problem? In number 1 problem, collection from debtors is hidden. It was hidden, and in problem number 3, collection from debtors is not hidden, but collection from debtors is given and cash sales is given. So hidden is amount remitted to HO. So you can write in illustration number 3, hidden adjustment amount remitted to HO is equal to cash sales plus collection from debtors plus collection from debtors. So very easy, hidden adjustment. And illustration number 1 you can write, in illustration number 1 you can write hidden adjustment is collection from debtors. How to calculate this? Total remittance, yes, minus cash sales, So you got the difference between two? Okay. So now this is very simple, and Institute has given all closing balances. So nice of Institute. So stock, debtors and petty cash are already given, so no need to open memorandum accounts, but we will open memorandum accounts only for cross tally purpose. Don't open memorandum stock account, but at least open memorandum debtors and memorandum petty cash. Memorandum debtors and petty cash are open only for cross tally purpose, not other than cross tally purpose. Okay, so you can write in this question, memorandum accounts are open for cross tally. Okay, it's very easy. So now first write all opening balances. So follow same method. So chalo, let's start. Okay, debtors method, write down in the books of Bombay traders, Delhi branch account, write down in the books of debtors, Delhi branch account, 3/4 page. After that, memorandum debtors account 8 lines, memorandum petty cash account 6 lines. Okay, so draw fast, write down particular rupees only in first account, No need to write it again and again. Okay, so let's start. First, write down opening balances. To opening balance, stock, debtors, petty cash. What is the amount? 7,000, 12,600 and 200. 12,600 and 200. Next entry. Goods sent from HO. Okay. Now think from the angle of HO. HO will pass branch account debit to GSTB. Okay, to GSTB. What is the amount? 26,000. And opposite side we will write goods sent to branch in bracket return. What is the amount? 1,000. Very simple. Next one, cash sales. Cash sales, HO will not pass any entry. Credit sales, no entry. Allowance to customer, no entry. Discount, no entry in HO books. Bad debts, no entry. Goods returned by customer, no entry. Salary, wages, rent and salary and sundry expenses. Oh, that sentence. All expenses are paid by head office. All expenses are paid by head office. So friends, we are going to pass this entry. HO will pass entry. Branch is a debtor. Cash goes out. So branch account debit to cash. Below that, write down salary and wages. Salaries, rent and rates, and sundry expenses. Sundry expenses. So what is salary? 6,200. 6,200. Then you have 1,200 and last sundry expenses is 800. Correct? Okay. Cash received from debtors, we are not going to write this, but wait, we have to write that hidden amount, red pen by cash. Amount remitted by branch. Cash sales, in bracket you can write remittance. By cash, in bracket you can write remittance, and below that write down cash sales plus collection from debtors by red pen. So this is red pen adjustment. 28,500 and cash sales is 17,500. So 28,500 plus 17,500, amount is 46,000. Correct? Next one. Closing balances. By closing balance. Closing balance, write down stock, debtors and petty cash. Stock, debtors and petty cash. What is stock? 6,500. Then debtors is 9,800 and petty cash is 100. Now we will open memorandum accounts. So in memorandum, first write debtors to balance brought down and by balance carried down. Debtors has debit balance, debit plus, credit minus. Debtors you have 12,600. Okay, 12,600. Now one by one entry. Goods sent from HO, it will not affect debtors. Goods returned to HO, no. Cash sales, no. Credit sales, yes. Credit sales, it will affect debtors to sales. In bracket you can write credit 28,400. Next one, allowance to customer. Yes, third line, by allowance by discount. So 200 and second one is 1400. Okay. Bad debts, yes. Buy bad debts. Bad debts is 600 and sales return. What is sales return amount? 500. Now we have salary, rent and sundry expense. No, we are not going to write in debtors account. Cash collected from debtors. Yes, we will write it by cash. What is by cash? This is 28,500. Correct? And closing debtors you have 9,800. Okay. And petty cash, that we will complete first. So two balance brought down. Yes, tell me what is the amount? 200. Then you have only petty cash closing balance. I think you have not remitted for petty cash, so branch is not receiving any amount for petty cash. Just branch has opening balance and closing balance. It means partly expenses paid by branch from petty cash. So branch petty expense. So this is not important in debtors method. Write down, not important in debtors method. This is important in stock and debtors method. Remember, this red pen adjustment, not important in debtors method. This balancing figure effect, we are not going to give it because these are the expenses which are borne by branch. It's very easy. Okay. So now you can take total. I think debtors account is getting tallied. Correct? I think this is 41,000 only. Check. No? No, I'm not getting tallied this. 12,600. What is the tally figure? 41,000. So please check it once again. 0.2, 1.4. Okay, it's tallying at 41,000. Correct. Yes. And now you can find out net profit. There is no cross tally for this. Transferred to general P&L. 46 plus 1 plus 6.5 plus 9.8 plus 0.1. So 63,400. And I will write minus 7 minus 12.6 minus 0.2 minus 26 minus 6.2 minus 1.2 minus 0.8. So what profit you are getting? 9,400. Let's check the answer with ICSE study material. Yes, I'm getting same answer, 9,400. Okay, so same problem we are going to solve by using stock and debtors method. Once again, stock and debtors method. Fast. So write down in the books of Bombay trading account. Fast. In the books of Bombay trading account, open first one, branch stock account, 8 lines. 8 lines. Then debtors account, second account is debtors account, 8 lines. Next account is branch petty cash account, 6 lines, sufficient. Then branch expense account, 8 lines or 7 lines. And last, branch P&L account. Okay, so branch P&L account. Okay, draw fast, write down only particulars, rupees, particular rupees on top of the account. Don't write it at every account. Okay, so we'll start. Over. Okay, so first one, write opening balances to opening stock. In stock account to opening stock, you have 7,000. In branch debtors, you have two balance brought down, 12,600. To petty cash, you have two balance brought down. Yes, what is the amount? 200. Next one, GSTB, we'll write it in branch stock account because what is the entry? We have to think from the angle of branch. So entry will be here. GSTB account debit, goods comes in to HO. HO we have not opened. So GSTB will transfer it to branch stock account. So to GSTB, what is the amount? 26,000. And on opposite side, you can write by GSTB return. This is 1,000. Second account, second effect we have not given because it is to HO account, and HO account we have not opened. Cash sales. What is entry for cash sales? So by sales, first make the format cash credit less return. I already explained you. Format is important. Okay. So cash sales, here entry will be cash account debit to sales. Cash account is not open because all daily cash is sent to HO, and here partly expenses are not paid by HO, a branch, therefore cash account is not open. But sales account, you have to write it on the credit side of stock account. So what is the amount? Cash sales 17,500, only one effect. Next one, credit sales, definitely two effects because entry is debtors account debit to sales account. So debtors account will give debit, debtors account debit to sales 28,400. Allowance to customer, allowance is non-cash loss. Allowance is not cash expenses. So we'll write it in the P&L account to allowance. Yes, what is the amount of allowance? 200. And to discount is again 1,400. Second effect, we will give it in debtors account because your debtors will get reduced. On third line, you have to write by allowance and by discount 200 and 1,400. Okay, friends. So we have completed with allowance and discount. Bad debts. Bad debts will write on the credit side of debtors account. Bad debts 600. And second effect, P&L account to bad debts 600. Correct? To P&L account, to the bad debt 600. Goods returned from customer, stock account minus 500. And second effect, debtors will get reduced by sales return. So debtors minus means credit. What is the amount? 500. Next one, salary, wages, rent and sundry expenses. What is the entry? Salary, wages, expenses account debit to head office account. Head office account we have not opened because HO is a creditor for us, and therefore only one effect, salary, wages, rent, taxes and sundry expenses, that is in expense account. So write it in expense because this is cash outflow to salaries, to rent. You can write full salary and wages, to rent and rates, and last one is sundry expenses. Second effect we are not going to give. Why? Because entry is very easy. Expenses are paid by, again think on it, expenses are paid by HO, expenses of branch paid by HO. So what entry branch will pass? Expenses account debit, because these are expenses of branch. So expenses account debit to, but to whom branch will pay? To HO. So HO is a creditor. We have not opened HO account. We have opened only expense account. So only one effect for this transaction. So expenses account debit to HO account. 6,200. 1,200 and 800, correct? Cash received from debtors. So debtors entry is cash account debit to debtors. Remember, by cash it is amounting rupees. Second line you can write on second line 28,500. 28,500. And second effect we are not going to give second effect. Why? Because cash account is not open. Daily cash is sent to head office. I repeated it so many times. Now I think now you are clear with all detailed concepts at cost, and at invoice price is very easy. That is we are going to see in the next session. So session number 1 is at cost, and problem number illustration number 1 and illustration number 2. It's very easy. Okay. So stock, debtors and petty cash. Now we will write all closing balances. By balance carried down. Debtors, this is, yes, tell me debtors amount 9,800. What is closing stock figure? By closing stock 6,500. And petty cash by balance carried down 100. I already explained you, first close petty cash before branch expenses. I already explained you. Petty cash first priority, so write down. Red pen, by expenses, these are petty expense, and balancing figure is 100. So total is 200. And these expenses we have to record because these are the expenses which are paid by branch from petty cash. So in expense, this is important in stock and debtors method. So to petty expense 100 rupees. This is important. Mark it as IMP, red pen adjustment. So now we are going to close all accounts. Yes, trading account. 7 plus 26. 7 plus 26 is 33,000. Oh, sorry. First we'll take a total of credit side. Sorry. 17.5 plus 28.4 minus 0.5, which is equal to 45,400. This is the last problem at on cost. So to gross profit 45,400. What is the total? 17.5 plus 28.4 minus 0.5. This is 45. Sorry, 45,400 is a total of sales plus 1 plus 6.5. So total is 52,900. Correct? 52,900. I have taken it wrongly. 52,900 minus 7 minus 26. What is the gross profit? 19,900. Correct. Gross profit is 19,900. By gross profit 19,900. Now take total of debtors. I think it is tallying. Yes, 41,000. You are getting same amount. last memorandum debtors account also same 0.2, because we always think from the angle of date branch for memorandums. So 1.1, yes, I'm getting 41,000 total. Now I'll close branch petty cash. I already closed branch petty cash. Now branch expenses, that will be transferred to profit and loss account. Branch expense account, you will transfer it to branch P&L account. So 0.8 plus 0.1. What is the total? 8,300. And now transfer these expenses to branch P&L, 8,300, and find out the net profit. So what is the net profit? I think this is 9,400. Yes, I'm getting the same net profit, 19,900. You can check it. 19,900 is the correct answer. This is in branch P&L account. 9,400 is the correct answer. 9,400, 19,900 is a total. Friends, I hope you are clear with all concepts of at stock, because in that lecture, this is a recorded lecture that I'm issuing it today only. So first lecture, that was live session, it was very fast. So those students who are unable to understand, please go through this session. We are going very slow. First we will cover at cost, in next session at invoice price, that is dependent branch. In third session we will cover independent branch, and in fourth session we will cover foreign branch. So I will divide this all sessions of branch accounting in 4 parts. So this is branch accounting at cost. We have done with at cost. In this there is no unrealized profit in stock, and just you have to think from the angle of HO and from the angle of branch. HO angle means debtors method, and stock and debtors method means branch. Stock and debtors method is from branch angle. Remember, and some tricky adjustment, we already have written this in red pen, so don't bother about all this tricky adjustment. Just go through it, and for last day revision, just try to focus on all steps, how we solved, how to solve problem by using debtors method and stock and debtors method at cost, and which is very simple. So we'll see in next session what is at invoice price. Thank you.